All right, here we are with Mersija, who's the head of the security practice at WorkPac. We're going to do some rapid fire questions. So, first of all, Mersija, what's the biggest risk that keeps you up at night the most and why?
Getting the developers to understand the security impact from developing, so trying to shift security left and not having it as a afterthought on everything.
Good one, excellent. Next one is, what is the one human factor that you think is hardest to replace with AI?
Judgment. So as part of the Cyber Awareness Security Month, I'm focusing on AI and the impact and learning how to use your judgment when using AI. So for example, as we've seen in the news recently with a few companies who have used AI to produce reports or have entered personal details. That is obviously something that is obvious to me, I would assume to most people, but apparently it's not because it's been out in the news. While AI is helpful and revolutionary, I think judgment we won't be able to replace.
Yep, good answer. So when communicating cyber risk to the board, how do you ensure that their eyes don't glaze over when you're communicating those risks?
Speaking their language, avoiding jargon and relating to them in what does that mean for revenue, what does that mean for ROI, and simplifying it. So I studied journalism when I was at university and they taught us an acronym KISS. Keep it simple, silly. If you can't explain something in a simple way, you don't understand it. So if you can explain anything to someone in a simple way, then that works well.
Yeah, great. And what do you think is one of the threats that cyber teams are underrated or unprepared for?
AI. As I said earlier, using the judgment, and I think we may underestimate how little people think when they use AI and for what they use it, but also even now with the existing Gen AI that we have, even the companies that build those applications, I don't think that they understand what's happening with the information, where the information is it going to be indexed, who can access it. Again, recently the news, OpenAI is considering sharing some information with police. So that's the ethical and the moral aspect that comes into place. Yeah.
Great. And so the final question, there's a lot of buzzwords around at the conference this week.
Yeah.
What's one buzzword that you never want to hear again?
I don't mind buzzwords because people can actually relate to them and use them to communicate to others. If I had to pick one, AI. It's mentioned everywhere, but I think it's mentioned on a superficial level. We need to go deeper into what that means for us as cybersecurity professionals, the security impacts that it has, and also the impact that it has on people's personal lives. While cybersecurity and AI skills are the most sought after skills in Australia and globally and are predicted to be the most sought after skills, what I like about that and why I don't mind those buzzwords is while it's our job in this industry, my goal is to make everyone else aware because it affects everyone. So yeah, I don't mind buzzwords, but yes, some can be overused.
Yeah, excellent. All right, Mersija, thanks very much for joining us.
Thank you.
Excellent.